Hey guys, how are you today? It's been a long time since I probably been on my channel, but don't worry, it just hit me today and I was like, story time needs to happen. So today I'm gonna tell you about a time where my family was acting up. They was trying to, really do me in, and I just had to get out. So, about maybe about 6, maybe 7, almost 8 years ago, we started seeing signs of my mother having dementia, but we couldn't do nothing because she was grown. She still doing her, still having boyfriends. They doing her in too, things like that. So it became a time where she just couldn't hold it up no more. So me and my grandmother was like, okay, we finna take care of you. We finna take your liberty, because apparently you can't do it anymore. She was just being really quiet about things. She wasn't telling how, what, where, when, none of those things. So we was like, no. We'd be running up on her or running to her, not running up on her, running to her house like, is you okay? We've been calling you, it's not fun. Like, we would do this like randomly. Call for like a day and a half. Like, screw it, get in the car, gotta go. So as time going on, we getting frustrated. Now the pandemic that happened, you know what I'm saying? They ain't really trying to give nobody no car. Everybody at home, so ain't nobody really working. And y'all know that happened for about, today is July 4th, 2022. Um, America's Independence Day. So, what was I saying? Yeah, so, nobody was really going to work. Nobody was really paying attention. In that process, Missouri was changing their laws. Our state was changing their laws for healthcare and stuff like that. So it was just a whole bunch of confusion. So we finally get to the stage where, okay, the pandemic coming down. They finally got the laws together. We apply her for some Medicaid and food stamps and all that disability stuff. Disability, a whole nother video. So now, in this midst, things are happening in St. Louis, crime going up. Me and my husband, and we like this ain't clicking. But at the same time, we like know that we have something sitting in front of us that we need to address, which is my mother's health. So it wasn't clicking. So come to probably about a little bit of current day, a little bit of probably the last 2, 3, I'd say about 4, 5, 6 months. My mama been jumping between me and my grandma's house. Girl. So now, time come, mama and me and my husband like, we ready to go to Texas. We want to travel, not travel. We want a better life for ourselves. Like I said, crime is very rampant in St. Louis. I know crime everywhere, but what people don't understand is that St. Louis is a little small town. Even though we think it's big, it's small. You know, and it's all poverty, all people with nothing to do. Compared to Texas, it's a big area. It's something to do, so it's less. I feel like it's less poverty, it's less crime. People, you can't even walk in Texas. You gotta have a car. It's walkable in St. Louis, so it's more accessible for people to do things. So we ready to move. We ready to move. We ready to move. Everybody move. Go. Pew. Everybody move. Pew. What was they not saying it, but they actions and feelings are showing. Why the fuck? Why you moving? Why you doing what you doing? Why you wanna remind you they mouth not talking, but they actions showing very different. Example. What you gotta do? I'm like, these people. It reminds you when I tried to move in college, fresh out of high school. Everybody was against that too. Like, you don't know them people in Chicago. They gonna kill you. They gonna shoot you. I'm still here. I'm still here. Like, what? Like, stop thinking like that. I noticed that those older people have this old mind frame, like nothing can change. Even I talked to another woman and was telling her I moved. She's like, nah, if I ain't gonna make no money in St. Louis, then I ain't gonna make no money nowhere else. This about big your brain is. When you say stuff like that, cut it out. So I'm like, okay, I want to move. So remind you, prior to all that, in between this, grandma is just doing all kind of little actions, just really irritating my mama. She talking to all the different family members talking about me, and then would sit in my house like ain't nothing ever happened. And then I would see her go, let me call you back. She coming. I don't know if it's dementia or her, but yeah, I think it's her. Um, so now I'm like, okay, I'm uncomfortable because they taking advantage of me because they know I am a nice person. They know that I have a heart for anything, and even when I act like I'm mad, I still come back and try to correct the situation after I'm not mad no more, or maybe I always put my feelings aside, you know. So now they know these things and they using them to the best of their advantage. Also, while not trying to step on my husband's toes because he a very, how can I describe my husband? Don't play with him. Don't disrespect him. Don't play with him. Don't step on his toes. Or he ain't gonna step on yours back, but he gonna confront you. And say, "Hey, you're wrong. I don't like what you're doing," and they know that. Also, too, I feel like a lot of this was happening because my husband is African. He's Nigerian from Biafra land, you know, and Ogoni, Zapron, Bori, local government, you know. No, I'm just playing. No, that's serious. But yeah, so I'm like, what? They remind you their actions are showing louder than their words. So you gotta listen to actions. So I'm like, okay, y'all are doing a lot. Turn around. Now it's getting closer for us to move to Texas, and we like, well, we want to go visit. I'm like, my granny like, what you gonna do with your house? I'm like, well, I don't know. I ain't never left from no house before. I just go lock it up and walk. She's like, well, just give me your key. Okay, that's fine. I'll let you watch over the house while I'm gone. You know, nothing to be scared about, right? Okay. We get to Texas. That same night, they break in the house. The night we touch down in Texas, I get a doorbell ring. There's somebody walking out of my house. So I call my granny like, somebody just broke in my house. I think we should probably call the police, you know. But I can't call the police from Texas. She like, well, you call. I'm like, how? Maybe she don't know how phones work. If I'm in Texas and I call 911, it's gonna reach that local Texas 911 call and not all the way to St. Louis, Missouri. So she ended up calling all the way to our state. All the way to our state. So she ended up calling, and then I'm like, okay.